Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Word Origins 38. The word origin today is bootlegging, or, to bootleg something. Well, let's take a look at the note. Nowadays, in our modern time nowadays, bootlegging is the act of making or selling things illegally, especially music, movies, and alcohol. So how would it be with the music? Maybe if somebody went into an actual concert and actually taped the concert, or today maybe even filmed the concert illegally without permission, and then was able to make copies of it and resell it. That would be called, they would be referred to as bootlegs or bootleg copies. They were done illegally. Same thing with the movies. You've probably seen this before or heard of this. Somebody snuck into a movie theater when the movie first came out, and they were hiding there and filming the movie while they're watching the movie, and then they use that copy. I don't know, nowadays maybe get through the internet, or before maybe they made fake copies of it and resold it. So that would also be under bootlegging. And of course, alcohol. We know that alcohol was also connected to bootlegging, especially in the old days. We're gonna get to that. During Prohibition, people made alcohol illegally. All right, so let's continue here. So the origin of this term goes back to cowboy days. Originally, that's the idea. When cowboys used to hide many things in their high boots. Yeah, you've often seen this in cowboy movies where they hide something in their high boots. They pull out a knife or a small gun. Or sometimes they have what we call here a flask of whiskey. So such as weapons or flask of whiskey. That like tin metal can, they kind of open it and they drink it down. So they might have had some whiskey with them. I don't know, just in case, I guess, they got thirsty or they needed whiskey. Or remember, in those days, whiskey or alcohol was also used kind of as a disinfectant too. So if you got a cut or something, sometimes you see that somebody in these old cowboy movies, they get a bullet, they're gonna burn it or something. They put some of the alcohol on it too. So better than nothing in those days. So especially whiskey. All right, let's continue. The term itself became popular during the days of Prohibition. Yeah, remember, I know it's so hard to believe now that, what was it now? Was about a 10 or 11 year period there around the early 1920s or around that time where alcohol was actually illegal in the U.S. But there was a lot of black market. People selling alcohol in the black market. I think eventually they considered it was just too much trouble and created too much crime. It was easier to just make alcohol legal again because, the amount of alcoholics is such a small percentage that's a smaller problem than trying to keep alcohol illegal. All right, and the way it goes. Once you make something illegal, people want it more. All right, so let's continue. During this period, one of the main ways to smuggle alcohol was to hide a flask of whiskey in your boots. So this is where the idea of bootlegging came. I guess you hid the flask of whiskey or a flask of alcohol in your boots. That was a way to transport it. So this is where the term comes from. This is why we say bootlegging. People will think, what does that have to do with illegal things? Well, now you know. That's where it came from. In your boot, especially high boot or high boots. Yes. Okay, anyway. I hope you got it. I hope it was informative. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.